This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
I'm Billy Galewood. Welcome to the April edition of Oceanside Spectrum. First, Anne-Marie Sack, Director of Operations at I Love a Clean San Diego, is here to tell us about Earth Day and a county-wide movement, Love SD. OJ Sosa, President, and Tommy Patillo, Chief Operating Officer, are here from the Veterans Legal Associates to tell us how their team offers a wide range of services and support for veterans. Then, Bea Palmer is here to tell us about her new role as Senior Director of Community Engagement at True Care and share incredible events happening this month. So stay tuned. Oceanside Spectrum starts now. We have Anne-Marie Sack, Director of Operations at I Love a Clean San Diego, here to kick off the April edition. Anne-Marie, hi, how are you?
Good, thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. Please tell us about your organization, I Love a Clean San Diego, and what you got going on this year.
Well, it's Earth Month. It's our big month because we're an environmental nonprofit. So we've been around for 72 years, quite a long time, much older than myself. But we help residents all throughout the county do recycling initiatives, learn about education for cleaning up their environment, the impacts that we humans have on San Diego, and how all the trash that we're making here could end up in the ocean one day if it's not properly disposed of. So our role is just helping people do their part each and every day to make a little bit of a difference on our local and natural environment.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for what you're doing, because I notice it when I go to the beach, when I go to the park, and I'm always wondering what I can do. And I hear that you have a pretty big beach cleanup coming up. Can you tell me about that?
It's the largest Earth Month cleanup event in San Diego County. It's happening on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 12 p.m. And we get almost 5,000 volunteers every year who come out and show up for San Diego, and we help them pick up trash. So they can join us for all ages. Kids can come, they can bring their families, and we'll have 100 different site locations around the county. So
so is it not just the beach? Is it
not just the beach? We'll be at your favorite park, your neighborhood, different mission trails, different park heads. So lots of different areas around San Diego. You can go to Julie and get an apple pie, or stay here in Oceanside and clean up just around the corner. So lots of different options.
Okay, so that's amazing.
Yes.
And how can people volunteer for something like this?
Yes, great question. Registration is open, so they can sign up at creektobay.org or join us at cleansd.org for other things. So if you can't come on April 25th, we've got a slew of different events and opportunities throughout the month to join us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's so great. So you could volunteer, you could come out, you can meet your community.
Yes.
And I know you have something else coming up. You have a campaign coming up?
Yes, it's called Love SD.
Love SD, tell us about that.
This is a part of a nationwide campaign with Niagara Cares and Keep America Beautiful. It's all about loving where you live and giving back to maybe your favorite places. So for us here in San Diego, that could be the beach. It could be Oceanside Pier. It could be your favorite park. So to get involved, you can sign up for our pledge online to say, I'm going to use my reusable water bottle, or say no to bags at the grocery store. Or it could be joining us at one of our events, which could be a landfill tour, a compost giveaway, a cleanup like our Earth Month event on April 25th. All kinds of ways to get involved. That's
so great. And I have one more thing. For a guy like me, who walks his dog at the park every day, what is something that I can have on my person that is just good for that quick cleanup, so I'm not grabbing the trash with my hand, and what could I do?
Yes, that's a great question. So one thing you could do is bring a doggy poo bag with you to pick up after your dog's waste, because that can cause bacteria that goes into the storm drains. So that's very good. Just picking up after yourself, packing what you packed in. So if you're at the beach, maybe bringing containers, don't letting any chip bags fly away. And then if you do see a cigarette butt or something, if you have a doggy bag, you could use that to pick something up and throw it away in the trash, and just tell others about ways to get involved. But nice, simple things go a long way.
Just be conscious when you're there, and maybe do a little extra. Maybe even have a little portable trash bin that you keep with you.
Yes, exactly. I keep little tongs in my car, so you can always pick up as you go. And I think a lot of people think that everyone's out there throwing litter on the ground. Yes, that happens, but some of it's accidental. The wind picks up and your chip bag flew out. So just keeping your things packed even at the beach is such a small thing, but a nice, easy way to have a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, I'm always taking stuff out of my dog's mouth, like, where did you get this? This is like, half of a doll, or like this half a tennis ball. Where did you?
Someone left their shoe when they were surfing.
Right. Whose sock is this? This was my question to my dog the other day. Whose sock is this?
He's picking up. He's doing his part as well. Dogs are also invited out to some of our events. So
good.
There's lots of ways you can get involved.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you out, and keep up the good work. This is Oceanside Spectrum, and we'll be right back.
We're learning today about the Recycle Smart website, greenoceanside.org. It's the place to go to learn how to recycle right in Oceanside. Rigid plastic containers, like an orange juice container or a milk jug, drink it, clean it, recycle it. Still have questions? We have got you covered. The city's Green Oceanside campaign is committed to sustainability in partnership with Waste Management.
The medic, Sergeant First Class, E7. We went in the first waves of the deployment. And when I came back, I didn't come back the same way as I left.
I was in 11 Bravo, infantry. Deploying is what we sign up to do. Fighting wars, protecting civilians back home. I never got to do that, so there's a bit of embarrassment there.
I was the gunner on top of a Humvee. An IED exploded about 10 feet from me.
I have scars that will never go away.
The loneliness and the emptiness that I felt. Suicide was something I thought of every single day.
I still feel weird around the title of veteran.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
I would tell any veteran,
You deserve it.
Reach out for help now because it'll change your life.
It takes courage to do that. And you realize you're not alone.
Do you want to tell them? They're here.
You deserve because you served. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Welcome back. From the Veterans Legal Associates, we have O.J. Sosa, President, and Tommy Patillo, Chief Operating Officer here. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
truly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm very excited to hear about everything that your nonprofit has to offer veterans. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I tell you, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to yourself and to your team for giving us the opportunity to come out here and introduce our nonprofit to everybody. I'm proud to say that our nonprofit was just started officially last year.
All right.
So we're about a year and a couple of months old. Obviously, our founder and CEO, he's in Michigan, but he has been putting this together for several years until finally the entire three of us came together, Tommy Patillo, myself, and Scott, who is not here with us. A little bit of the background on that relationship is we were all drill instructors serving at Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego back in 1996, and that's where our friendship and brotherhood started.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously, we all went separate ways, but eventually we reunited, and we reunited for the right cause, and that cause is Veterans Legal Associates. And we're very proud of our nonprofit because we are the only nonprofit in the entire nation that does what we do. And what we do is we help veterans from all walks of life, from all branches of services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, to be able to maneuver through legal problems that they encounter in their walk of life. Obviously, it's not easy for an individual to have to go into a courtroom, especially when that individual is a veteran who's dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or a traumatic brain injury. And we have found that that's the biggest problem that we're having is the veterans that have those two symptoms alone by themselves trying to deal with what the Corps is throwing at them. It's it's too much.
Yeah.
And I can go into a deep conversation, but the outcome of not having a support group there to help that individual or individuals maneuver through those obstacles and get him the right help and support, and more importantly, also educating the legal side of the house, the core systems. I know that a lot of the courts in our country have veterans core, but not all of them. Oh. It's a small percentage. Everyone thinks that every corps has a veterans corps. So if you're a veteran and you get into some sort of legal problem, he's okay. Well, he's not, because at his core, there's not a veteran support group there.
Wow.
And that's where we come in. So yeah, we're very excited about that. And now we're going to have that opportunity and that, life saver to give the veteran.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, and congratulations on 1 year in. My father-in-law is a veteran, a Vietnam vet, so I know how much that would mean to him. And the more I learn about it, I think it's just wonderful what you guys are doing. Can you tell us about your team? You have a very diverse team of professionals.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tommy here so he can introduce the team.
Well, thank you for having us again.
Absolutely.
Our team, I would say handpicked. Handpicked in the sense that we wanted to bring members to our team that we've grown with. So OJ spoke about the history that himself and me and Scott Myers, our CEO, have together. But we're talking about a director of law enforcement. So we have a team that's working with law enforcement, with those personnel that's incarcerated right now. Director of legal services. So another member of our team that's working with a team of lawyers to reach out to those veterans and make that connection, because a lot of those veterans don't have the funds to work with lawyers as they get into the justice system. We also have our human resource professionals, to include clinical clinicians that tie those veterans to those counseling capabilities that are out there. And a lot of veterans don't understand that these services are out there for them. The Department of Veterans Affairs has a Veterans Justice Outreach Program. A lot of veterans don't know that Veterans Justice Outreach Program exists. So we tie the Veterans Justice Outreach Program with our clinicians to the veterans that are incarcerated, to make sure that they have a tie to show them that it's not just incarceration, but we're talking about rehabilitation for our veterans, and that's important to us.
Wow, thank you guys. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Were you going to say something?
It's so important for us to educate everybody. And when I say everybody, not just the VA personnel that are out there working, not just the law enforcement, not just the people that work, in our local county and federal jails, because you're going to find that a lot of these veterans don't know what they don't know. And if that professional that's providing help and accountability to that veteran doesn't know what he doesn't know, then we're wasting time. We're spending those wheels and we're not getting anywhere. So that's where we come in, and we're able to say, hey, let me educate, for example, going to your local academy, your police academies, your sheriff deputy academies, and educating them on how to deal with the veteran. When you approach a veteran who's got severe PTSD, who, let's say, for example, had a domestic violence incident, that veteran might be suicidal. How do you deal with a situation like that? If you come straight off of the academy and they put you in a patrol car and you're out there taking that call, you should be educated on how to handle that, who to call for that assistance.
Absolutely.
Our team takes a lot of pride in making sure that we hold ourselves accountable by ensuring that we educate ourselves and we teach each other and we work together to make sure that we put out there the best product possible in support of our veterans.
How could our viewers at home get involved, volunteer, donate, and what are the websites we can go to provide that information?
Yeah, so www.vetsla.org is our website. It'll show you our mission statement. It'll show you our capabilities, and it'll also show you how you can donate. We have a donate button right there to support our cause. And our cause is small but mighty. And a lot of people don't understand that veterans lose their benefits on the 61st day of incarceration. And people have that same look. Veterans take plea deals because they don't want the veterans to lose, their families to lose their homes. And this is happening to veterans on a daily basis. There's over 552 veterans treatment courts in the US today, and a lot of veterans don't know that these treatment courts exist. So we exist as that conduit to support these veterans, and your donations will help us in support of the veterans that are incarcerated or pending incarceration right now. That 61st day of incarceration is important. And again, veterans are taking plea deals because they don't want their families to lose their homes and their livelihood.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for the work that you're doing and providing an opportunity that we can help from home. So I hope our friends at home can donate after they see this, and keep up the great work. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, this is Oceanside Spectrum. We'll be right back.
However you unwind, take time for you, so you can take care of business.
Seventh grade was the last time I was in school. I had to grow up so fast that I never had a childhood. When you grow up being told that you're nothing, then you believe it. I started looking at my life. Getting my high school diploma was #1 on my list. I was 38 when I went to go get my high school diploma. Where you start your life doesn't define how you're gonna end up. We all have different storylines. My story's not over, and now I'm a school nurse. I see kids just like me. I teach them how to take care of themselves. I have hopes now that my daughter is gonna be something bigger and better than what I ever accomplished. And if you can take that first step, the sky's the limit. Because when you graduate, they graduate.
Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Welcome back. We're here with Beatrice Palmer, Senior Director of Community Engagement for True Care. She's here to tell us about her new role and their incredible events. Thank you so much, Beatrice, for being here.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, tell us about your organization and everything that you're up to.
Well, True Care rebranded a few years ago. Its name, as the community might know it as, North County Health Services.
Okay.
But now we see this pink and turquoise brand, True Care. And we're a community health organization. We provide health care for all communities, regardless of insurance or no insurance, or if they need financial support to pay for their co-payment or any financial need that they might have. We see all patients.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. This is great. Can you tell us about the different organizations that you work with?
Sure. So at True Care, under my new title, I'm a Senior Director of Community Engagement. And what I do is I help support all of the partnerships that we have, or identify new partnerships that align with the mission of True Care. For me, it's a perfect fit because I grew up in North County. Although True Care serves North San Diego County and Riverside, we have an office in Paris and another one soon to come, hopefully in September, in Moreno Valley.
Great, great. And how long have you had your position?
Just made it over 3 months.
All right.
I did serve on the board for just a little bit over a year, and then I gave up my seat when I applied for this position. But we have over 20 health clinics between North County and Riverside, and I get to help bring all of the partnerships and work alongside a team of about 20 community engagement and youth development program staff. Working at the schools and at different nonprofits with youth development.
I heard about your community event, Walking with the Doc. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. So at True Care, one of the goals is to provide a holistic healthcare approach.
Oh, that's nice.
And so the doctors get to walk alongside the community through Walk with the Doc.
All right.
We meet the community right where they live. In Oceanside, we meet at Buddy Todd Park. It's a place where lots of families gather, and it starts at 9 a.m. The next one is in May.
Okay.
And to get that date, go to truecare.org and look it up under Walk with the Doc. It's only 1 hour, 9 a.m. to 10, and you get to meet an actual doctor. Some of them speak Spanish, and you get to ask them all kinds of questions, and you get to move your body.
You get to move your body. All right. And the doctors get to move their body too, right? They're walking with the doc.
That's why it's called Walk with the Doc.
That's appropriate. And how can people, I know you mentioned a website, but how can people volunteer, donate, get involved?
Yeah, momentarily our volunteer opportunities are on pause, but most of our volunteer opportunities will be in community engagement, helping with our food distributions, our community engagement when we're tabling, doing health fairs in the community. So keep an eye out for that.
Great. Tell us a little bit about the events at the Latino Book and Family Festival.
So the Latino Book and Family Festival is one of the biggest events that falls under this amazing organization that I happen to be a board member of, Empowering Latino Futures. This year it falls on Saturday, April 25th.
Okay.
And this year we have a keynote speaker, an international author, our very own Carlsbad resident, Victor Villaseñor, who wrote Reign of Gold. And we'll also have several different villages focused on, if you love books, you can go visit the authors. If you want to look into education themes, there's an education village. And if you're hungry, we have a cultural food village as well. Not only are we partnering, it's the Latino Book and Family Festival, partnering with True Care, but it's also partnering with Miracosta College and their K through 8th grade Stream Festival. And so we meet at Miracosta College on 1 Barnard Drive on Saturday, April 25th from 10 to 3:30. We'll have 3 True Care booths, our mobile medical unit. So if anyone is needing a blood pressure check or a glucose screening to see if they need to ask their doctor some questions around diabetes, that's a great place to start.
Wonderful. I'll have to stop by on the 25th of April because I could always use a blood pressure check. And well, thank you so much for joining us and everything that you're doing. We just really appreciate it on behalf of all of us in the area.
Can I also invite you to True Care's annual gala?
Yeah, when is that? Tell us about that.
Okay, so that is Saturday, April 18th. And if you want some tickets or want to know more information, go to truecare.org.
Truecare.org, April 18th. Awesome. That's amazing. That's so much stuff that you're offering the community. And thank you so much for all that you do.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for joining us here on Spectrum.
Yay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching the April edition of Oceanside Spectrum. It's a pleasure to share organizations and individuals with you. Be sure to visit the websites to learn more, volunteer, or give your support. From all of us at KOCT Television, we thank you for watching. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of Spectrum. Stay up to date with all things North County by following KOCT on social media or visiting koct.org. I'm Billy. Stay beautiful, North County, and keep the good vibes coming.
Tune in and watch KOCT Television, the voice of North County.